How's it going, guys? Past level question for micro Pulm, step 1, internal medicine, family medicine, 2CK. Before we start, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Give you a like, really appreciate it. Find me on Instagram, threads, Mehlman_medical, Mehlman_medical links down below. For me, Telegram, links to the Telegram group channel down below. Now start the clip. 17-year-old boy, today history, fatigue, fever, non-productive cough, febrile 101 Fahrenheit, physical exam shows pale conjunctiva, X-ray of the chest, bilateral interstitial infiltrates, a sample of blood drawn for testing of glutamate spontaneously en route to the laboratory. Question wants to know most likely cause of organism. Let's just whip through the answers here. Just say chlamydia pneumoniae, wrong fucking answer. So chlamydia pneumoniae, I don't think I've ever seen this actually assessed on USMLE. It's a cause of atypical pneumonia. It can be bilateral interstitial infiltrates. Okay, you should know that it exists. Okay, it's a differential for real life. For USMLE, I haven't seen this apply. However, and this is important for pediatrics for 2CK, you need to know chlamydia trachomatis, D through K, the actual STI/STD, that can cause pneumonia in neonates, classically after the second week. If the child received it vertically via the birth canal and had ophthalmia neonatorum, okay, neonatal conjunctivitis, and then goes on to get wheezes/crackles/pneumonia, with a lymphocytic shift, because chlamydia is obligate intracellular, so you need cell-mediated immunity. You need to know that's chlamydia trachomatis. Holy shit. Okay, it drains to the nasal lacrimal duct from the eyes. That's high yield for pediatrics, but chlamydia pneumoniae, wrong fucking answer. Choice B, Legionella pneumophila, wrong fucking answer. So this, you should be aware, yes, can cause atypical pneumonia. However, this, they'll say business conferences. Okay, that implies air conditioners. And you need to be aware that increased risk in elderly and also increased risk of causing hyponatremia and diarrhea. Okay, so they just give you random 47-year-old who has a bilateral pneumonia and there's low sodium and diarrhea. It's not dramatic, but that's going to be Legionella. In this case, wrong fucking answer. Choice C, mycoplasma, correct answer. So mycoplasma, one of the most common causes of atypical pneumonia. Okay, very textbook. So it's called walking pneumonia, meaning you have an otherwise young, healthy patient who's literally been walking around. There's a trolling NBME question where they literally say you have a 23-year-old dude who went walking for 8 hours on a hike yesterday and now just has bilateral wheezes and a low-grade fever, and the answer is mycoplasma. Okay, so you need to know mycoplasma, holy shit, can cause cold agglutinins, which are IgM antibodies against RBCs. This means it can cause cold autoimmune hemolytic anemia and give you a drop in hemoglobin, which is why we have the pale conjunctiva here. Okay, it's not iron deficiency, it's just you got hemolytic anemia. Question could say high LDH. LDH means RBC lysis, since RBCs are packed with them. And you say, what's going on with the agglutination route to the laboratory? That just literally refers to cold agglutination. Okay, so for whatever fucking reason, when you have the cold agglutinins, the IgM antibodies against RBCs, it can agglutinate at cold temperatures. It's in contrast to warm autoimmune hemolytic anemia, which is IgG, and that's not going to happen at cooler temperatures. Okay, it can happen when the nurse is holding the test tube in his or her hand. Okay, that could be CLL classically. It doesn't really matter, the fixation on warm versus cold. It's more just knowing certain diagnoses that can cause antibodies against RBCs, where mycoplasma, CMV are two important diagnoses. CLL is an important diagnosis where you can get hemolytic anemia. You're wondering what's going on. It's not weird. It's just one of the diagnoses you can get antibodies against RBCs. So that's mycoplasma. Bilateral interstitial infiltrates. Okay, exceedingly high yield. Strep pneumo, wrong fucking answer, because that's a lobar pneumonia. So if they give you the 17-year-old and they say right lower lobe dullness to percussion, right lower lobe infiltrates, dullness to percussion, that's just strep pneumo. It's a lobar pneumonia, okay? Now, where it can get tricky, and I've talked about this not only in prior clips, but in my pulmonary PDF, which by all means I'll link down below, the word interstitial, which means atypical, wins over location. So 9 times out of 10, bilateral interstitial infiltrates, that's an atypical pneumonia, and strep pneumo is just your classic lobar pneumonia. There's an NBME question floating around where they say patient has right lower lobe interstitial infiltrates, and strep pneumo is not listed, Staph aureus isn't listed, and the answer is just mycoplasma. Okay, so the word interstitial wins over location, but you should know that classically 9 times out of 10, atypical pneumonias are bilateral interstitial infiltrates. Strep pneumo is just a simple lobar pneumonia. Staph aureus, wrong fucking answer. This is a common cause of lobar pneumonia after strep pneumo. Okay, so if you just had 18-year-old lobar pneumonia, Dolen's percussion, they don't say the word interstitial. Strep pneumo is not listed. You're like, what the hell? Answer is just Staph aureus. Okay, and USMLE also wants you to know Staph aureus is a high yield cause of pneumonia following a prior influenza infection. Okay, not sure why they care about that or how high yield that really is in real life, but if they tell you a patient had recently recovered from the flu, recently had a viral infection a couple weeks ago, now has a bacterial pneumonia, they want Staph aureus for that. In this case, wrong fucking answer. You know the deal. I'm going to make more content. If you like my stuff, subscribe my channel. And I appreciate your time. That's it.